Let's go. In this video, I'll show you the 3 races that I did back to back to back weekends. First time ever doing it. And I also get some answers as to why I'm struggling a little bit in hotter races. So very exciting. All of that is to come, but let's just jump right into it. Let's go. So the first race that I did was the Harvest Moon Triathlon. It's a local half-ironman here. It's put on right at the Boulder Res down the street from me. We need to put a good half-ironman on the scoreboard. You know, we had St. George, we need another one. That did not turn out to be the case. Spoiler. First of all, there was a weird algal bloom in the res, so it turned into a duathlon. My first duathlon ever. Found out the night before. Great, who cares? We start off with a 5K. I do 6-minute miles, relatively flat. My average heart rate was 171, which I think is a little high. My max was 177. So right off the bat, I was like, ugh, I was a little bit nervous, but maybe I was just warmed up super well. I came into T1 in 4th or 5th place. And then on the bike, quickly found myself at the front of the race, which was great. We're doing 2 loops of this. Loop 1, I averaged 222 watts. Normalized power was 231 with an average heart rate of 153. That's, a little bit, the heart rate should have been a little bit lower for those watts, or those watts should have been a little higher for that heart rate, however you want to look at it. I was trying to get water in, gels in, was having some issues, some type of stomach issues. I'm not sure what. Well, I know now, but I'm not going to spoil it. Loop 2, I'm caught by 2 people. The first person catches me and goes. I say, no thank you, I don't want any part of that. The second person catches me and I say, okay, let's go. Loop 2, again, I averaged 222 watts. Normalized power was 228, average heart rate 153. So that tells me that I paced it very well. Came into T2 in 3rd place. I left in 2nd place, and then we hit the run. The hot, dry, trail, gravel, rocky path that they called a half marathon. No thank you, never again, don't want to do it, don't ever want to see it again, don't want to think about it. Get out of my face, please, politely. It was an out and back, and we'd do that 2 times. Bang, 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 bang. On the first out and back was at a 6:50 pace, which again is a little bit slower. This video that I'm about to pull up on the screen is me starting my 2nd lap. Paige was done her race. And you can see, just look at the look on my face.
A hard run. You got it, fella.
Wow.
All right, I believe in you. Enjoy it.
So yeah, if you can't tell from that video, I was cooked, done, couldn't get any water in, couldn't get any carbs in, but it was like a full bonk blow up. I hate everything. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. The second half of the run was done at 8:19 minute miles. So yeah, some issues there, I guess you could say. I ended up in the med tent. So that was my experience at the Harvest Moon half. Not a good one, but it raised some questions. So my coach and I were talking. So the following week before my race at Nationals, which we'll get into, I decided to do a sweat test. I found out that I am a very salty sweater. I lose 1,500 milligrams of sodium per liter of sweat. I had no electrolytes on the first run leg, the first bike leg, only a couple of sips of Gatorade, and in a 4-hour race at that sweat rate is like you're way far gone. So that was like a huge light bulb moment for me. So it's a really big deal, and I've started to incorporate it in my training. Unfortunately, I couldn't test anything for the next two races, since they're number one, shorter, and number two, you never try anything new on race day. So I stuck to what I knew. I will finish the Harvest Moon half conversation with let's never talk about it again. And then it was time to pack for New Jersey and age group nationals. All right, I just finished my last shakeout ride before we fly out to New Jersey tonight. So I need to shower and shave my face and then go to work. I haven't started packing yet, which could be an issue because I leave in, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours. So I'm really waiting for the last second here. And it doesn't help that the room is a mess. So yeah, so we got to get going here. Really, once I get the bike in the box, then we're good. Supposedly, you don't have to take off your aero bars and you can leave everything intact. But if I don't take off my aero bars and my rear derailleur, it doesn't fit. I essentially take the entire thing apart. We bloody did it. Look at her. So now I need to pack all my other stuff. It's almost time to go. Just getting everything packed up. Hold up. Y'all ain't ready for this though. Boy, yeah. All right, we're out of here. All black, everything. That's called staying hydrated. So it looks like everything made it here in one piece, which is good. I haven't done the full inspection, but I didn't really sleep that much. And it's 6 a.m. on Thursday, so I need to eat some breakfast and take a little nap. I'll see you in a bit. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. Okay, we just got back. The bike is checked in. I'm kind of tired from the drive. We live like an hour away from the venue. I'm taking advantage of being in my own home, which is great, but the issue is we have to drive an hour the morning of. What are you doing, Tree? What are you doing?
The guy from Kiss is like...
It's totally not supposed to go on my arm like this, but that's okay. I get to be a passenger princess this morning. Oh, there she is, the other passenger princess. It's 5:15 and we're just getting to transition. All right, so now is when I interrupt and we talk about the race. So the swim, pretty straightforward. 21 minutes and 41 seconds. Whatever. Not a great swim. I feel like I swim faster in a pool than open water. Came out of the water in 17th, maybe? 17th. Had a good transition. A minute 39. Let's go. So, moving on to the bike. I felt strong on the bike, and my goal was to go as fast as I can while exerting as little effort as possible because I wanted to save as much as I could for the run. Now that doesn't mean I wasn't going to hold back. I was going to just really take advantage of downhills, push the short little uphill, I wouldn't call them climbs, more like kickers. Just try to hold as much momentum as you can up. My bike time was 59 minutes flat on the tracker, the USAT tracker. Let's talk about bike power because it was 2 laps of a fairly flat course. The first loop was 261 watts. Normalized power was 265. And then the second half average power was 263, normalized 266. So pretty straightforward. The average as a whole was 255. Normalized power was 265. I would say I would have liked to go maybe a little bit higher. But you know what? Everybody's gonna say that. We'll take it. I made up a good number of positions, and I only got passed once. So we will take it. I think I came off the bike in 6th or 7th, maybe. I think 7th, and immediately just tried to get into the rhythm on the run. And let me tell you, there's some fast runners at this race. I ended up coming in 11th in my age group. I was passed like 4 or 5 times by people cooking. My average pace was 5:45, which I think is good. That's one of the better 10Ks that I've done, so I'm happy. Average heart rate 174, max 187. I did not leave anything on. I left nothing in the tank. And on the way back, we're passing, it was kind of like a little out and back, and we were passing people. I was passing people that were chasing me, and I had to put on a brave face and pretend that I felt okay, but I didn't. Yeah, and then I have this wonderful post-race interview that I'll show right now.
Coming up next year is Brennan Field from Boulder, Colorado. Just outside the top 10 in that 25 to 29-year-old age group. That's right, nothing's gonna stop them or us, Karen. We have had an interesting morning, and for those of you who are over here, we want to just kind of get each age group.
Okay, we just finished age group nationals. 11th in my age group. I don't know how I came overall because we just finished, and I'm very tired. Signing out.
Post-race interview with myself and Robbie and Julie. So Julie's pregnant.
How do you feel after that race?
Yeah, Robbie, it was a great race out there. It was just an electric environment. You know, the people out there, you know, the people brought me home. The people were great, and you know, you just really got to give it to the volunteers. It was fantastic.
What do you have to say?
Well, I have very good eyesight. I may not be as good physically, but I did run to the finish line. Julie
Some
did.
say you ran more than most today.
I actually beat Brennan to the finish line. I would like that known.
Oh,
Thank you.
extremely. Julie was my backup. I said, you go without me, and you get there because we need at least one person. And
I thought it was no man left behind.
Well, I agree.
We're not as good as the U.S. military here. Running the fog seemed tough today. Tell us about that to start the race.
Fog was tough. You know, on the bike, it really came out in full force. You know, my whole face mask got fogged up, so I had to roll without any eye protection. You know, which is
always use protection.
Always use protection, which is not something that I was too happy about. And then from there, we went home. So it's the day after the race, and I feel completely normal because we're at sea level, and it doesn't take a million days to recover from a hard effort. So we're just out here enjoying ourselves. I'm with the bean, and she's gonna help me pick some tomatoes from the garden because my dad is a gardening fiend. We're gonna have some tomatoes and I don't know, whatever else we're doing. Oh yeah, so we got some strawberries here. And I also just got back from a quick little ride. Just a little shakeout. Just an hour shakeout. And then we'll do some stretching later tonight. And I think we're gonna hit it hard this week, or at least try to. Only 3 measly strawberries. All right, I think that's it. Oh wow, he's got some bell peppers too. Dang, that's so embarrassing because I tried growing strawberries and bell peppers and I got nothing and nothing. Whoa! What do they say? Garden to table? What do they say?
Farm to table.
Farm to table, baby.
Ooh.
You're gonna shit your pants.
No, I'm not. Okay, it's a day before the race. We're here in LBI at the house, just hanging out. We gotta go check in later, but oh, look at this. Yes. This is why I come race on the East Coast. Just these bad boys. I also got a sandwich. Look at the size of this thing. It's so long, it's bending. I'm just gonna snack on that throughout the day. And it's gonna be the perfect pre-race. So, tomorrow's race is an interesting one because it is put on by the same company that did that other small race that I did in, maybe it's called Victorville. And this is their last race of the season, so it's kind of like a championship event for them. And they have a special wave for all of the people that placed overall at their previous races, which means I get a special wave start. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I got the gold Zone 3 goggles ready to roll, so I'm excited. I'm just laying everything out. It's like 10:30. I'm doing this way too late, but sometimes you just can't help it. The last interruption. Let's talk about this race because it was super fun, super fast. It all went by so quickly. So the swim, our wave went off, and then we had a 1 minute head start on the 20 to 29 age group, which went next. The 500-yard swim I did in 6:09. I actually have 461 yards on my watch, but let's just call it 500 yards. My watch says 120 pace, which is better than nationals, so whatever, we'll take it. I was like the only one wearing a wetsuit because I'm cold and I'm a wuss. Came into transition first. Those other two guys were like a couple seconds back, really. The bike is an interesting one. Long Beach Island is a very long, thin beach town, and the bike course was 3 loops of an out and back. Bang, 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 bang. I decided that on the way out, we had a hard tailwind. On the way back was like a 15 to 20 mile per hour headwind. And I was like, okay, here's the plan. I'm going to hammer the headwind and stay as aero as possible. And then on the way back, I'll try and recover a little bit. So I split this up into 6 sections. On all 3 outs, I went 291. This is my bike power. 291 watts, 284 watts, and 278 watts. And then on the way back, I did 323 watts, 320 watts, and 307 watts. Saying watts is weird when I say it too many times. All of that averages out to be 282 watts with a normalized power of 294. Average heart rate 163, which I'm happy with. So it was fine. I had the fastest bike split of the day. I remember coming into transition and I saw, as I was running around coming out of transition, I saw second place coming in. Average pace was 5:29. Average heart rate 171. I remember seeing second and third place closely behind on this little turnaround here. Came home first overall. I think it was about a minute and some change to second place and then 2 minutes to third place. So it felt good. I was really happy. It was a good confidence booster. The prize money was $200. First time winning money in a triathlon, which is just kind of cool to say. I have to say, I'm super happy with how I did doing 3 back-to-back races. I was a little bit nervous. I knew it would be fine in the back of my mind, but obviously there's still a little bit of nerve that goes into that. Nationals, very happy with that. I really wish I would have podiumed. I missed the podium by 20 seconds. But c'est la vie. Stop. Okay, so that's the conclusion of this video. we got in. My flight was delayed. We got in at like 2 a.m. or I got in at 2 a.m. and Paige had to wait for me. So yeah, what a fantastic couple of races. Few races, because we did 3 races, which is crazy. A little bit of kale salad for the recovery. Why are you recording that? I'm gonna put you in my next YouTube video.
Oh, it's recording.
Yeah, bro, look.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
The on button is the side.
Oh, it's on me now? Oh gosh.
Stop. All right, why don't we